Hey guys, welcome back to Code Orbit. In the last video, I showed you how website actually works. Today, we are no longer talking about that. We are going straight into coding. In this video, I will show you how to create your first web page using HTML from scratch. If you are a complete beginner, don't worry, just follow me step by step. Today, let's talk about how to create a folder and your file in Visual Studio Code. The first thing you do as a developer is to create a folder. To create your folder in Visual Studio Code, if you are using Windows, you will right click, then you will see option of creating a folder. If you are using MacBook, type on this icon right here, then you tap on open. You will select the directory you want for your code. Because I'm using MacBook, so I will select documents. I want folder to be in documents. So after selecting the directory you want, you will tap on new folder. You will delete this untitled folder, then you put the any name that you want to name your folder. I want to name my own folder first web page. You can give your own any other name that you want. So I name my own first web page. You will create. Then you tap on open. It will open the folder in your Visual Studio Code. Always organize your work like this, one folder per project. You will create a file inside this folder. So you will tap on the first file folder here, then you put new file, then you tap .html. Every HTML file starts with a file called index.html file. So index.html file represents HTML. You can put any other name before this index. You can just put any other name that you want, maybe first.html. If it's an HTML file, it must always end with .html. Any other name that you want, you can put it before the dot. So it must end with .html file and index.html. Then you press enter. This is the main file the browser reads first. This is the basic structure. So inside this file, you will tap write HTML, then you will select HTML5 that is here. It will bring all the structure that you need for your web page. This is the basic structure of every HTML page. Each of these structure have its own function. Check on my last videos for better understanding about each of these elements. So inside this file, we create our first element. We create h1. So inside h1, we put our heading. H1 is for big heading. So here we put our first web page. H1 is for big heading. Then after h1, we also have h2, h3, h4, h5, and also h6. So each of these work the same way, but the elements you put inside is smaller than each other. Our first web page is the biggest among all the headings. These are all the headings in an HTML file: h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, and h6. So h1 is the biggest, followed by h2, h3, h4, h5, and h6. The smallest heading in an HTML file. So there's also an element called paragraph, p. So if you type p, you select the first p that is here. This tag that you are seeing is called paragraph. It's used for paragraph in an HTML file. So inside this paragraph, you can just put any text. You can put any text that you want. So this p represents paragraph. So after that, we also have another element called button. So if you write button here, you select button, then you type any element that you want in your button. So I right click me. We have h1 to h6. So if I want to change how my text appear on the web page, this paragraph tag, I put paragraph, then I'll put strong inside there. Then after the string, that's when I'll put the text I want inside my paragraph. HTML is this simple. You just tell the browser what to show on your web page. So for you to see everything that you write inside this file on your browser, this Google that is here, you will need to install an extension in your Visual Studio Code for seeing your code in the browser. This extension is called Live Browser. So you will come down here, you will select this icon, then you will type live server in this search bar that is up here, then you press enter. It will bring different live server that you can download, but the best one for you is Deal. So after downloading I've downloaded it already, so you can download yours. After downloading it, you will see a sign down here after downloading it that says go live if you have downloaded the live server. So let me go live to see everything that we have right inside this code. Before you will go live, you will save, then you will tap on your go live. So if you tap on your go live, everything that you write inside this code is here. So this H1 is the biggest heading. You see our heading that is here, our first web page is bigger than this paragraph tag, this button, and this second paragraph tag that is here, because this is an H1, an heading tag. So if I use an H2 here instead of H1, then if I put about me, then I save, your live server is still active. If you are using MacBook, just click on Command S, it will save, then you will refresh your code here. If you are using Windows, you will press Ctrl S, then you will refresh your code here. Any changes that you have made, you will see the changes on your live browser that is up here. So here, if I change it, about me is not as big as our first web page, because this is an H1 while this one is an H2. So we also have another editor called H3. So this H3 is not as big as H2, but bigger than H4. So here we can just put our projects. It's because I'm using an heading, that's why I'm using capital letter. You can use small letter or you can use capital letter, or either way that you want it. Then you will save. Our project is there. See, our project is not as big as about me, because this is an H3, and another H3 is not as big as H2. So we also have another element called H4. So this H4 we can just plug, then we save. This blog is not as big as H3, because H4, we use H4 for blog, and H4 is not as big as H3. We also have H5 and H6. So H6 is the smallest, while H1 is the biggest. So here, if you will notice this, the element paragraph that is here, that I type lorem here, you will see that this lorem is not as good as this. So there's an paragraph tag. This paragraph tag is not as good. This first one is not as good as this one, because of the strong elements that I use here. If I remove this strong element that is right here, if I remove it from here, you will see the elements in the second paragraph below, you see that they are the same now. So if I remove it, if I put it back, then save, there is bold again. So this is strong that we can use for emphasizing our code and our elements. So we also have another one called, if I use H1 here, then I put blog that is here, then I put a EM. This EM is for emphasize, then I put blog, then I save. You see that the blog that is here is not as the blog that is here, although it's bigger than this one, because I use an H1 while I use H4 here, but there is not, the text is not that straight, because we use an emphasize. So this emphasize change how the text appear on your web page. It won't appear straight. So the strong is for making it bold, and we have EM for emphasizing the elements. So anytime you add features in your file, you press the button go live to see it in your browser, and if you make changes when the go live is still active, then save it with Command S for MacBook and Ctrl S for Windows, and refresh your browser here. Then you refresh your browser here to see your changes. So right here, this is the basic element of an HTML file. So there are many other elements like that. We have span. So inside this span, you can write any other thing that you want. Maybe I can just write your, when I save, this span is somehow like this paragraph tag, but different in some ways. Congratulations, you just built your first web page. So in the next video, we will add CSS to this HTML that we code right here and JavaScript to make this button that is here, to make it work and make the website interactive. If you learn something today, like this video, subscribe and follow this journey from beginner to pro web developer. Thank you.